Hey everybody, just got back from my long run today, which I'm actually starting to enjoy these runs so much more now. It gives me a chance to kind of refocus and recenter myself, unplug from the world, and just go out and do some kind of physical activity. Helps me organize my thoughts. And something that kind of came to me today, there's a lot of evil going on in this world right now, but there is so much more beauty and good. And the issue I see, or one of the major issues, truthfully, is that our media profits off of the bad. They profit off of the evil. If they show stories of good Samaritans, of people of different races getting along, people aren't going to tune into that as much as they are violence, protests, riots, racism, whatever it may be. And it's unfortunate that this is the case. It seems they want to continue to push this narrative of evil solely for the fact that they want to line their wallets. And I challenge each and every one of you to maybe look at this a little bit differently. This is where gratitude plays a tremendous role. Sure, there's injustices. I'm not going to hide that. There's going to be a lot of you that probably say, well, he's just a white male. He's been privileged his whole life. And to some extent, maybe you're correct. You know, there's some things to be said about the way minorities are treated. Now, I don't think it's everybody. I don't think that every single person in the minority community can really tell me that on a day-to-day basis they encounter someone spewing pure hatred and racism at them. Again, I can't fully speak to that. You know, just as certain things happen in society, which Pastor Miles McPherson says so eloquently, if you're right-handed, you may not think how most everything is set up to cater to right-handed people. And if you're left-handed, you're much more privy and aware of the difficulties behind, finding golf clubs, catcher's mitts, even the way we write on paper from left to right. It's easy as a right-handed person to avoid getting ink on your hand, for instance, because you're writing from left to right. You're not crossing that. But a left-handed person writing from left to right, they're going to have to either uncomfortably move their hand, or their hand's going to draw on the paper and get ink on them. And these are the type of things that many people don't think of. So again, I cannot speak for the minority groups. Have I been on the receiving end of racial insults? Yes. But there's a lot of people who think that because I am white, I can't experience racism. That's not how it works. And this is, again, another bastardized view of some of the issues we have going on here. And as I was running today, it kind of clicked with me that I think a lot of people out there, a lot of people want to hear the bad. They want to hear the evil that's going on. Sure, it gets them upset, it gets them angry. Some people might use that as a reason to hate a group of people, to riot, to protest, to burn down buildings and businesses. But I think they want to hear the evil. I don't think a lot of people want to confront and acknowledge that there's so much more good. Because if you do that simple technique of focusing on how much good there is, sometimes it gets you to look inwards and say, maybe I am part of the problem. People don't like doing that. To me, it's similar to things like fat shaming and people being comfortable in their own skin, their own body. Yes, You should be comfortable with who you are from a don't hate yourself perspective. But if you are obese, overweight, that is unhealthy. If you have society telling you that being obese is unhealthy and being honest about that, you have to look at yourself and say, I'm contributing to this problem. I'm the one eating all the bad food. I'm the one not working out. But instead, if you can get society to say anyone who calls out the actual truth and says obesity or overweight is fine, you should be proud of your skin, then you don't have to look inwards and say, what can I do to progress? What can I do to get better? This is something that I think we need to shift as a society. This is something we need to shift in general. Be honest with ourselves. Label the problems for what they really are and start with ourselves. Start at the very core of our beings. Yes, there's going to be people who are evil. You can't control them. Yes, there's people who are going to hate other people based off of silly things like skin color. You cannot control that. You can yell, scream, whatever you want to do. You cannot control what other people do, but you can control what you do. And if you buy into the evil, if you buy into the hatred, you're adding to the problem. So start with yourself. Put a label on exactly what your problem is. I think David Goggins is an absolute incredible genius for this exact thing. If you haven't read his book or know his story, as some of you may know, he's very, very near and dear to my heart in helping me get over a lot of hurdles. But he was honest with himself. He got to a point where he had to look in the mirror. You're fat. You're lazy. These type of things, when you say them to yourself, can help you change the way you are. This may not be a video for everyone. Again, I can't speak of what it's like to be a minority. I can't. I never will be able to. But that shouldn't stop me from trying to encourage people to better themselves. No matter what position in life that you're in, whether you're high income, low income, black, white, Latino, Pacific Islander, Asian, whatever you are, is there somebody stopping you from going out and walking a mile instead of watching that next show on Netflix? No. Is there someone stopping you from eating a healthier diet versus filling it with sugar? No. Is there someone stopping you from personal development, educating yourself, learning a new language, reading a new book, developing a new habit, a new skill? No. These are the things that are going to push you to that next level of success. These are the things that are going to be able to help society in general. We have done such a terrible job of looking at the people and things around us and saying, you're to blame, you're to blame, you're to blame. And the blame for most people falls within themselves. So I'm just going to encourage each and every one of you to look inward. What's happened right now, especially with this George Floyd issue, we're all on the same page. I haven't heard anyone come out and say what that officer did was right. I've heard everyone condemn it. In fact, this is probably the most united I've seen so many people on one issue. And again, racism is not a skin issue. It is an issue of sin. We must get some values back. Work on ourselves. Fix ourselves, and then we can help fix others in society. Then we can work together. Violence is not going to be the way to do that. Love and compassion is going to be the way to do that. Empathy is going to be the way to do that. And if you think those are weaknesses, my brothers and sisters, you are wrong. Those are your ultimate strengths. Kindness, love, compassion, empathy. These are superpowers. These are superpowers that exist within each and every one of us. These are the things we need in order to be better than what we were yesterday. In order to help society and the people around us, start with ourselves. Start with ourselves, fix that, and then pick one person in your community and help them. Work together. What can you do to make things better? Don't look for what society can do. Don't look for what the government can do for you. What can you do? We all can be doing more. Every last one of us. So ask yourself, what can you do? I will preach it till I'm blue in the face. I truly do love each and every person. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't see skin color. I do see skin color. And it's beautiful. Our uniqueness is beautiful, but I will never use that as judgment towards another person. I will never use what God gave someone as a judgment against their character. What I will do is look at what that person says and does and judge their character, not their skin. I hope many people see this. I really do. And I'm sure some people are going to be angry with what I'm saying. Maybe you should be angry. I know for me personally, when people started telling me they didn't know who I was anymore, and that I needed to get my act together, clean up from my drugs, my depression, I got angry. I got angry because deep down I knew I was the problem. And the only way you're going to be able to fix it is to put a label on that problem. Identify that problem and then take the course of action to fix it. Many blessings to all of you. If you have made it this far, I love you all dearly. So happy and blessed that anybody would tune in to something that I would say. And if you needed to hear this right now, I'm happy for you. I'm hoping this causes you to make a small change. Ask yourself, despite all the anger and hatred that you do see, what good and beauty is there around you, and what can you do to help spread that love and beauty? Many blessings, everyone.